Welcome to County Report This Week. I'm Sonia Burke. Thank you for joining us. Coming up in the next half hour, Silver Spring prepares to celebrate its first annual restaurant week. It's back to school for teachers and students across Montgomery County. And later, we'll tell you about a new biking program in the city of Rockville. But we begin with the Silver Spring Transit Center. The three-story multimodal facility along Colesville Road is scheduled to open in just a few weeks, and that's welcome news for commuters. Lorna Virgili joins us from the Transit Center with the latest. Lorna?
Sonia, Montgomery County government has technically transferred the Transit Center to Metro, and now there is a targeted opening date on September 20th. With a price tag of over $50 million, the Silver Spring Transit Center is finally ready to open. David Dice, the director of Montgomery County's Department of General Services, personally sent notification to Metro.
Under the MOU, Metro has 10 business days to accept or reject. We also notified the Federal Transportation Administration about the transfer of property that the county had on that site as part of our relationship with Metro. FTA and Metro then traded correspondence accepting that transfer. So again, Metro has been very straightforward about their intent to accept. They do have 10 days, and we expect to hear from them within that period.
Over the next few weeks, Metro will complete final preparation of a facility for operations. But the wait has been long. Identifying and remediating the structural damages that were identified during construction took almost 4 years.
Remember, this is a completed structure. So the biggest challenge was determining the extent of the damage and the work that needed to be done, and then determining the cause of that. Once you know the extent of it and the cause, it was a fairly straightforward trying to determine the means of fixing it. But it took us a couple years to go through that forensic investigation process.
And the cost doubled.
Initial estimates were $24 million. As we're tallying things up, it may be closer to $50 million. But we're still tallying those figures up. And we will intend, as the executive has stated publicly on numerous occasions, intend to keep those parties that are the cause of this damage responsible for paying for it. That includes both the design firm, the inspecting firm, and the general contractor.
Metro is completing training of bus operators and determining service charges prior to the official opening scheduled for September 20th. The facility will provide expanded bus services and connectivity between Metrorail, Metrobus, MarkRail, Ride-on-Bus, and taxis, with multiple points of entrance for pedestrians and a bike trail access. In Silver Spring, for County Report This Week, I'm Lorna Virgili.
In Annapolis this week, Attorney General Brian Frosch unveiled a new guidance memo designed to end racial profiling by police in Maryland.
We believe that we can improve the administration of justice without making the jobs that our law enforcement officers do more difficult. And we can do it in a way that will rebuild trust between our communities and the law enforcement officers that serve them.
Standing alongside the Attorney General was Montgomery County Executive Ike Leggett, who shared a personal experience and his support for this measure.
And this is what we face each and every day. This is a serious problem and one that we should address. I applaud the Attorney General and his staff for addressing not only a local crisis, but a national crisis.
More than 24 restaurants in Silver Spring are preparing to celebrate the area's first annual restaurant week, and you're invited to check it out. Susan Kennedy has a story.
The promotion is the brainchild of Councilmember Tom Hucker, whose district includes Silver Spring. We met him at Jackie's Restaurant, one of the participants in the event, and he told us Restaurant Week will feature the cream of the crop.
There's been a tremendous growth in all the restaurant scene in Silver Spring. This is really a chance to celebrate the diversity of the dining options we have in Silver Spring, to encourage our residents to take a look at the wide breadth of restaurants that have opened in Silver Spring recently.
The week of September 8th through the 13th, participating restaurants will offer special lunches between $12 and $17 and dinner specials between $17 and $27. The goal is to highlight the growing Silver Spring restaurant scene in hopes of attracting patrons from across the region.
A lot of those people, they think only to come down to Bethesda, only to come into Washington, D.C., when there's a lot of restaurants in Silver Spring. I mean, it's exploding right now. We've been here for a long time, but there's new restaurants opening every day, along Georgia Avenue, in downtown Silver Spring. So there's a lot of great places for everybody that's living in northern Montgomery County, that lives in northern Virginia, that they can come here and get a great experience. So this is a lobster cream for our lobster tagliatelle. A great meal that they would get in D.C., that they would get in Bethesda. We're on par with everybody else.
We're fairly new here, having just opened in April. We're excited to be a part of the business community here, and really excited to show all of Silver Spring citizens what we have to offer.
They can try a fine dining establishment like Jackie's here that maybe they thought they couldn't afford, and they can also try many of our new entries like Urban Winery, Nick's Bar and Grill that have opened just in the last few weeks.
Hucker says he's pleased how the restaurant community has embraced the event. His office is footing the bill for the publicity for Restaurant Week, and there are no entry fees.
This isn't just for the residents of Silver Spring. We're looking to sort of attract people from all different parts of the county and possibly even Virginia.
Well, that's the thing. I think that it's a story that doesn't get told often enough, that we have an entertainment scene and a restaurant scene that rivals anywhere in the metro area, that rivals Bethesda, rivals downtown DC, and rivals Northern Virginia. We want folks to come from all over and enjoy our restaurants, but one of the great things about Silver Spring, too, is they can stay and catch a great movie at the AFI or Regal Cinemas. They can catch some free music outside, live music on Veterans Plaza or Ellsworth Drive after their meal.
To find out which restaurants are participating in the event, you can visit the website at silverspringrestaurantweek.com. I'm Susan Kennedy for County Report This Week.
Residents applying for housing assistance can now do so online. This week on the county's Spanish language radio show, Housing Director Clarence Snuggs talked about the new system and why it's so much better.
It does say for anybody that does not have access to internet or if they're disabled, that there is staff available at HLC to work with them to get their information into the system. Because the key to this is the fact that the data is in the system and they're able to keep track of that data in an electronic environment and match that up with opportunities as they come on, and then they'll contact the individual to provide them with information about that opportunity. So it's critically important that people get their information into the system either directly by going on to the website or contacting HOC and connecting with one of their staff members to get that information put in the system.
To find out more, visit the Housing Opportunities Commission website at hocmc.org or call 240-627-9800. Hundreds of people packed the bleachers at Wooten High School's athletic field to celebrate the life of high school principal Michael Duran, who passed away just a few days before the start of school. MyMC Media's Alini Barros joins us from the school with more. Alini?
That's right, Sonia. It was an emotional memorial service where students, teachers, and parents had only one thing in mind: to celebrate Principal Michael Duran's life.
It's still kind of weird for it to sink in. I feel like a lot of us feel that way.
Michael Duran was Wooten High School principal for 12 years. He died unexpectedly days before the beginning of the school year. The memorial made of flowers kept growing outside Wooten High School in Rockville, as thousands of people were making their way to the school's athletic field to pay tribute to their beloved principal.
To the seniors, you've kind of been thrown a curve at this point. But you know he would encourage you to do your best, academically, athletically, activity-wise, and enjoy each other.
Former and current students sang Irish songs to honor the principal's Irish roots and shared memories of a man who they say cared deeply for his family and the community he served.
Every Friday and Monday we would always talk about the Manchester United games because we were both really big fans.
He told me that no one can get in the way of my goals, and I always was planning to tell him that I got through it, and it's pretty hard.
He was always lightening the mood in the school, and he was making sure that while this is still an educational facility, this is a place where we can grow, we can be nurtured, and we can have fun while we're learning.
Others hope to name the school's athletic field after Duran.
So I would challenge SGA or somebody within the power to get Dr. Duran's name on this field today.
So, Michael, please understand you are loved, you are respected, you will be remembered, you will not be forgotten.
For County Report this week, I'm Eleni Barros.
Coming up on County Report this week, it's back to school for students and teachers in Montgomery County. And MCPS officials are celebrating sportsmanship with some important awards. Find out who won right after this short break.
Yeah, salad on Saturday, fruit on Friday, throw a ball Thursday. Water Wednesday, touch your toes Tuesday. Let's move Monday, swap us next Sunday. 60 minutes of physical activity a day and eating well can help get your child healthy. So keep them active and eating well every day. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov. That's letsmove.gov.
Did you know there are more than 10,000 county government phone numbers? But there's only one number you need to remember for non-emergency calls, 311. MC 311 is Montgomery County government's online telephone information system. Need information? Have a problem or complaint? Trying to locate a county government facility? Call 311. The call center is open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The website is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Welcome back to County Report this week. I'm Sonia Burke. As Montgomery County Public Schools opens, new students will not be the only people brightening the hallways. MCPS TV has a story.
Interim Superintendent Larry Bowers and other school system leaders spoke to hundreds of new MCPS teachers during the opening session of the new Educator Orientation, or NEO.
So this is an opportunity for our new teachers to really get to know who Montgomery County Public Schools is, what we believe in, what we value, and the importance of making a commitment to all of our students and our desire and our focus on equity to close the achievement gap.
Now in its 16th year, NEO is a 4-day program for recently hired teachers as they begin their careers at MCPS. The orientation provides information about resources and support systems available to teachers, as well as a variety of workshops to include creating a positive classroom environment, technology, differentiated instruction, benefits, and the MCPS curriculum.
Teachers will get an opportunity to learn about our curriculum. They will also learn about some basic tips for classroom management, supporting students with disabilities, and supporting English language learners. My hope for the new educators is that they have a great year, that they bring the energy that they come in with, and that they support each and every one of their students, and they learn, and that they are open to learning and improving their practice every single day.
In addition to workshops, new teachers had the opportunity to attend an informational fair.
We have many vendors providing information to all our new educators so that they understand where they can get the best services and what they can do to help support our students in the classroom. We've had so many teachers to come this year. We were very fortunate in Montgomery County to hire over 600 new educators.
These teachers bring a wide range of experiences, many coming from other districts in Maryland and throughout the country. Attendees spoke about the week's experience.
Got so many great new teaching strategies from the curriculum end of things, and I just met some new people that I'll be working with.
This week was so useful because we actually got to see a lot of useful tips and tricks for classroom management.
The big takeaway this week is that Montgomery County is very supportive of their educators, and I'm real pumped to be a part of that.
I'm a first-year teacher, and I'm so excited because MCPS is the best.
Respect the bus. That's the message from police officers who say over 1,950 violations were written in the first 18 months of the county's automated school bus camera program. Captain Tom Didone joins us now with more information about this program and other back-to-school safety tips. Captain?
Yes, on August 31st, school starts again. So it's really important that drivers realize the kids are back out on the road and they're going to have to change their driving behaviors. Police department will have extra officers out looking for speeding and other dangerous violations, as well as activating our school bus camera program. And as Sonia said, we had over 1,900 violations in 18 months. That's far too many passing school buses. People need to realize that if there's not a center median between them and the school bus, then they must stop, because paint doesn't protect. And if you're not sure, stop, because the safety of our kids are the most important thing we can do.
Thank you, Captain, for being here. Very important information. The fall sports season is about to begin, and Montgomery County athletic directors, coaches, administrators, and police officers are touting the importance of sportsmanship on and off the field. In fact, they say winning the county sportsmanship championship is a title like no other. The 2014-2015 Sportsmanship Award was presented to Clarksburg High, and the honor includes a $2,000 cash prize for the Coyotes sports program.
It is huge. Teams can win championships, but to win the sportsmanship championship, that is a title unlike any other.
Competition for that title among the county's public high schools is fierce. This year, the second place award went to Gaithersburg High, and Northwest brought home the third place award.
Our fans are great. We really promote this at a school-wide level through the community, how important it is to be polite with the fans, from the visiting teams, officials, and each other on the field.
We have a Meet the Coaches meeting for fall, winter, and spring sports, and that's one of the things that my principal, my AP, and myself all emphasize. Coaches emphasize that, and we take pride in our sportsmanship.
The overall Sportsmanship Award is considered the district's most prestigious award.
We value sportsmanship above all else, because somebody's going to win or lose all of the contests. What we want is students learning how to conduct themselves in the face of adversity or in the face of success, so they can learn important life lessons.
As students head back to school and the sports season begins, the emphasis on sportsmanship continues on and off the field.
Treat everyone with respect, and winning is great, but losing is also a learning lesson.
We want our parents on board as well, and we all know sports can be very emotional at times, and we all, whether we're thrill of victory and the agony of defeat, but regardless, we want that sportsmanship message to be important all the way through.
Coming up on County Report this week, pedal power. Biking is big in Rockville, and city officials want to see this mode of transportation continue to grow. And
I'm Cindy Pena. Coming up on County Report this week, we'll hear from a Vietnam veteran who reflects on his service and a return trip to that country. I'll have more ahead.
In Montgomery County, we have a goal to reduce waste and recycle 70% of all waste by 2020. By recycling and reducing waste, we save natural resources and make our community even better. So recycle at home, work, school, everywhere, and keep recycling going. For more information, call the Montgomery County, Maryland Division of Solid Waste Services at 311 or visit montgomerycountymd.gov/recycling.
Keep it going. Recycle more now.
welcome back to County Report this week. I'm Sonia Burke. After receiving a $15 million Department of Labor grant, Montgomery College is leading the consortium of 14 Maryland community colleges in the Cyber Technologies Pathways Across Maryland initiative. MCTV's Michael Brown reports.
Decision makers from businesses and government agencies located in Montgomery County attended the meeting, and MC President Dr. Darian Pollard outlined her hopes for the gathering.
It is, I think, a very special moment in the history of Montgomery College, certainly to have received this grant, which you'll hear more about later, but the opportunity for us to bring industry leaders to come in and talk to us, not only about the status of the industry, but the curriculum that's needed for us to prepare workers for the future. A personal plea today is to make sure that the curriculum that you're talking about, that you're able to give us critical feedback about what we're doing really, really well, and the curriculum aspects that we need to be thinking about differently.
After MC faculty outlined the cybersecurity curriculum, Rodney Peterson from NIST led a forum where ideas for curriculum changes and additions were discussed. This was followed by a tour of MC's brand new state-of-the-art cybersecurity lab, and after the tour, I talked to Peterson about the significance of the meeting.
I think this is a great opportunity to bring together both academia and industry to make the connection between what Montgomery College and the other consortium partners are trying to do to produce the next generation of cybersecurity professionals, but to not do that in isolation from what business and industry needs.
And Lockheed Martin's Mahesh Kalva cited the critical role MC plays.
Montgomery College is part of our Healthcare Technology Alliance, Lockheed Martin's Healthcare Technology Alliance. One of the biggest reasons that we have Montgomery College as part of the alliance is to ensure to bring in the workforce along with the needs of the industry, if you will. We have been working with many government agencies. We are constantly looking for workforce that will fill in the gaps that we have identified, be it in healthcare technologies, be it in cybersecurity, and that is the reason I'm here. And Montgomery College plays that critical aspect of it.
For County Report this week from Montgomery College, I'm Michael Brown.
Bob Schieffer will host the Montgomery County Salute to Vietnam Veterans on October 24th. Schieffer, who recently retired as host of the CBS show Face the Nation, has agreed to host and be a guest speaker as Montgomery County will honor the men and women who served the nation during the Vietnam War. Among the honorees is a Silver Spring veteran who recently visited Vietnam with a group called Veterans for Peace. He recently spoke with MyMC Media's Cindy Pena about his trip.
Tom Devlin always wanted to serve his country. After graduating from a military high school in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, he enlisted in the U.S. Marines and in 1967 went to Vietnam.
You've seen the scene in Platoon where they're coming into the airfield at Saigon and you see the silver caskets out on the runway. Well, the same thing happened in Da Nang for me. I was like, those things are caskets.
But like so many others, his Vietnam duty was cut short.
He was blown about 15 meters to the side. I was blown 15 meters to the rear.
As a young Marine, Tom witnessed and won't ever forget the horrors of war.
And he started moaning, "Oh my God, I have no arms or legs." And we got to him, and what he said was true.
Fast forward some 40 plus years, and Tom's yearning to go back.
I was talking to a friend who had taken a trip with Vets for Peace about 3 years ago. I said, you know, one of the things I want to do before I go anyplace else, I really want to go back to Nam.
In April, Tom went on a 17-day mission to Vietnam.
On the trip, there were 15 of us, 9 non-vets, 6 vets, 2 of us were combat vets. And the one combat vet and I talked an awful lot. And one of the things he and I both said to each other, we really didn't know why we wanted to go back. We just wanted to.
Tom says personally this was a time for self-healing, but also to promote peace.
There was no animosity between us. We were there for the same thing. We were there to see what was there to be seen and to enjoy each other.
On October 24th, Montgomery County will honor Vietnam veterans like Tom and those who died in the war in a special ceremony to take place at the universities of Shady Grove to pay tribute to those who served our country more than 40 years ago. Honoring men and women who served our country well, so their sacrifices will never be forgotten. For County Report this week, I'm Cindy Pena.
The city of Rockville is working to encourage other modes of transportation, such as biking. And as Rockville 11's Katie Giardi finds out, the city has a great new way to encourage businesses to put in more bike parking.
It may not look like much, but this bike rack is part of a bigger picture.
We recognize how important it is for bicycles, people to have a place to park their bicycles when they get to a destination.
Rockville's Bike Rack Grant Program retrofits existing buildings with bike racks, making the city even more bike-friendly.
So if somebody is biking around town, realizes that there's no place to park when they get to their destination, to a restaurant, to get to work, they can tell their supervisor, they can tell the property owner, they can tell somebody who works at that restaurant that we have the Bike Rack Grant Program available.
The city's first new bike rack was installed outside of Breathe Easy Home, where employees can't wait to put it to good use.
I myself live about 2 miles away. I hope to be riding my bike to work now that I can look out the window and see my bike safely attached to the Rockville Bike Rack.
All of this is part of the city's effort to make biking more convenient.
Rockville is growing. We know that. We see all the development happening around town, and Rockville's a great place to live, but traffic can be pretty bad. we're trying to give everybody options to get around town.
To apply for a bike rack grant, go to rockvillemd.gov/bicycling. For County Report This Week, I'm Katie Giardi.
Coming up next on County Report This Week, a tribute concert at Strathmore is planned to commemorate the 70th anniversary of the end of World War II. Don't go away. County Report This Week is coming right back.
Hey, mister, down here. You illegally passed the stop school bus. I'm placing you in timeout. And this timeout means big fines, plus you really could have hurt somebody. That's why school buses are being equipped with video cameras to help kids like me stay safe. So respect the bus.
Are you sure they can recycle us, Clamshell?
Hey, Dome, we're on a new recycling postcard.
I can't wait to make a new start. Maybe I'll be a red carpet at a big premiere.
And I'll get to paint the White House.
Shh, here he comes. Now you can recycle more plastics in Montgomery County, including #1 PET plastics such as clamshells, deli containers, trays, lids, domes, and cups. We're in! For more information on recycling, contact the Montgomery County, Maryland Division of Solid Waste Services at 311. The wait is over. Recycle more plastics today.
Welcome back to County Report This Week. I'm Sonia Burke. World-class musicians are joining voices to honor the 70th anniversary of the end of World War II. My MC Media's Alini Barros has their story.
You are the melody. You are the important person.
And with these words, Lucy Lynn leads a choir with more than 300 participants, all in preparation for an extraordinary tribute, timed to coincide with the 70th anniversary of World War II.
We want people to know, and the purpose is that so that we will remember, that we will do something, and everybody, in fact, in the world, that we will not let this happen again.
These musicians will be joined by world-class artists at Strathmore on September 5th for a concert titled Never Forgotten, a musical tribute to the victory of World War II. The Chinese Culture and Community Service Center and the Washington Ark Foundation are hosting this event. According to organizers, production costs more than $100,000.
Both of our organizations are non-profit and non-political organizations. We basically didn't accept any, government funding or anything. It's all fundraising through communities, companies, and organizations.
Most musicians at this rehearsal had a personal connection with the war, and they want musical remembrance to resonate with audience members.
I remember my mother told me, she cannot walk. She said, you go ahead, tell my father. Then myself and my mother would get to a ditch right where the Japanese soldier passed by. My mother said, I can hear the boots, the sound of the boots pass by. She said, we are lucky. They didn't find us.
Now is the time to order your tickets. For more information, visit the Washington Ark Foundation website. For County Report This Week, I'm Alini Barros.
Montgomery County's offices will be closed in observance of the Labor Day holiday on Monday, September 7th. The county's libraries are also closed. So what's open? County liquor stores will operate from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Outdoor aquatic facilities will also be open from noon to 6. There's no trash or recycling pickup on Labor Day. Ride On will operate on a Sunday schedule. For more information about the Labor Day holiday schedule, visit the county's website. With that, we close this edition of County Report This Week. Remember to like us on Facebook and to join us again at this time every week for a look at what's going on inside Montgomery County. As summer winds down, we leave you with the sights and sounds of people enjoying the outdoor atmosphere at Rockville Town Square. I'm Sonia Burke. Thank you for watching.